Going on in the world of Caitlin Clark. New sponsorships to the left, new deals to the right. It's a lot going on. We are gonna get to every. Oh, that's a boss move. Oh, that's a crazy boss move. That's a flex. Hey, listen, I understand. You got Nike deals, you got freaking PGA Golf Tour, Live Golf Tour, you got hockey sponsor. I know you got a lot going on, but to turn down 15.
The Big Three reportedly offered Caitlin Clark 15 M's for 10 games, but she declined. Crazy. Her endorsement deals must be pretty decent for her to willingly turn that down, because we know her WNBA salary is nothing to brag about. But for her to do that, I guess I look at it like this. If she were to have accepted that before she even stepped foot on a WNBA court, I could only imagine how they would have treated her. I don't even think she would have made it through half the season. She would have had
rival. If y'all thought a few million and some equity was gonna get her to show up and play in your league, you got another thing coming. I said it. If Unrivaled want Caitlin Clark, y'all a minimum of 10 million plus like 50% ownership of the whole league. That's where we start. That's the starting negotiation point. I might have undersold her, y'all. I might have undersold Caitlin Clark.
Surprised that President Trump speaks on with that kind of audience that is protective of a Caitlin Clark and what she stands for and what she represents. And they come to a conclusion that they believe she is being unfairly treated. That is going to be a problem for the WNBA. And based on Trump's history with the NFL and him being an obvious sports fan, goes to events and stuff like that, he pays attention to this kind of stuff. I'm just warning them, watch it, because if he gets involved and that base gets involved, because somehow, some way they embrace victimhood on
and she declined it. If that doesn't tell you how much money Caitlin Clark is making, I don't know, bro. Because who's saying no to $15 million for 10 games? She doesn't even have to score 10 points and she still would be making more than a lot of NBA players make. But Caitlin Clark isn't even back from injury yet to play for the Indiana Fever. Do you guys think Caitlin Clark should have taken
Caitlin Clark $15 million to play in 10 games? That's $1.5 million per game, bro. And she turned it down. Caitlin Clark, you so much better than me. The WNBA would have never, hey listen, I would have never stepped foot on that court. $1.5 million per game. Bron don't even make that. And you turned it down for her contract in the WNBA, she gonna make like $400,000 in 4 years. That's the part that I don't really understand about WNBA players. They make so much bread everywhere else. They be making more bread in college. They make more bread overseas. They can make more in Unrivaled, the Big Three. There's so many options, but they still be playing in the
is on welfare. Okay, if they weren't on welfare, then the league would fold and there would be no women's basketball. And that is basically what has been revealed in this bombshell report about the WNBA being on track to lose roughly $50 million this year. $50 million, which is significantly more than the WNBA had been losing on a yearly basis in the past. Now, again, this is a little bit surprising because of the explosion in popularity of the WNBA due to Caitlin Clark, okay? But once we get into the details, it's not really all that surprising. But at the same time, reports like this kind of drive home the point that reasonable people have been trying to
making some good dough, and I just think that it was more like a league thing.
She didn't want to be
anything.
Yeah,
she had to give the WNBA.
Yeah, and I'm sure many offers came to her, especially after that. I think we helped her.
Yeah, make more money
with some more money. If anything, you got a name like Ice Cube offering you $15 million. On publicly, man, you got all that. That's all you need. That's all you need for the other five and the other.
Caitlin Clark just flipped the script on the WNBA. Reports that she rejected a $50 million opportunity didn't just sting. They humiliated the commissioner. This isn't only about money. It's about leverage and who controls the future of women's basketball. Her decision echoes beyond the court and forces the league to play catch-up. The scale of the gap is the headline. The WNBA supermax is roughly $242,000, barely a sliver of what Clark turned down. Her debut drew about 2.1 million viewers against 379,000 league averages, Fever attendance jumped by thousands, resale prices cleared triple digits in multiple markets, and her jersey became Fanatics' top WNBA seller. When the star powering ratings, tickets, and merch shrugs off $50 million, the optics say the structure can't meet its own moment, and the commissioner looks powerless. Betting handle clustered around Indiana, League Pass surged, and every metric now orbits Clark's brand more than league messaging. Why it matters right now is simple. Clark is the centerpiece of the WNBA economy. Home crowds push toward 10,000, road dates sold out, and her highlights dominate social feeds, attention accruing to her brand as much as the league's. Networks and sponsors prioritizing Clark inventory turn this no into Exhibit A that current ceilings lag star-driven realities on salary, charters, and revenue sharing. Inside the Fever, her leverage inspires some and unsettles others. Across the league, it resets expectations for what a single player can demand. Context sharpens the contrast. Icons like Taurasi, Bird, Moore, and Stewart built the league, but none flipped business metrics this fast. NBA number 1 picks enter on 8-figure rookie deals. Clark started around $76,000 while drawing NBA-adjacent attention. Moore's early finals drew roughly 382,000 viewers. Clark's NCAA title peaked in the tens of millions, and her pro debut topped 2 million. The infrastructure, national windows, streaming, social, finally exists, and yet the league still couldn't lock in its biggest draw. That's why the moment cuts so deep. The business layer makes it worse. Media rights remain modest, but Clark has accelerated viewership and digital engagement. Sponsors chase her directly: Nike, State Farm, Gatorade, Panini, often eclipsing league-level packages. Merch spiked. Her jersey outsold franchises, while players capture a limited slice under the current CBA. Tickets leapt from face value to triple digits. In some arenas, a courtside seat outprices her base salary. Sportsbooks report outsized handle on Fever games and Clark props, fueling the perception that outsiders profit more from her stardom than the league does. Fans frame her, no, as empowerment, not arrogance, and that sentiment compounds the pressure on the office. The future turns on how fast the WNBA can modernize. A CBA opt-out after 2025 looms, and Clark's stance turbocharges demands for cap expansion, revenue share, and full-time charters. Expansion candidates gain urgency, while her name all but guarantees sellouts. Media rights talks may be engineered around Clark content, shifting promotional power toward her orbit. A privately backed, Clark-centric venture, even as a hypothetical, strengthens her leverage in every room. Best case, the league aligns with NBA-style economics and builds a model that pays stars proportionate to value. Worst case, it lags while she builds outside the W's control. So the takeaway is stark. Clark's rejection exposed the gap between what the WNBA says it can offer and what its brightest star clearly generates. Record ratings, sellouts, merch waves, and betting interest validate her leverage and challenge the league's pace of change. The question isn't whether she deserves the money, it's whether the league can evolve fast enough to keep her. Is Caitlin Clark exposing the WNBA's limits, or laying the blueprint for its revolution? And if she already outgrew $50 million, what will it take to keep her tomorrow?